After Luis Ruelas made some terrible comments regarding Margaret Joseph's kid, Teresa Giudice, who is a star on Real Housewives of New Jersey, has been criticized for protecting her husband, who she refers to as human trash. In the alternate reunion special, she was able to watch them being played back, and her fellow cast members were taken aback by the experience. Despite this, Teresa offered explanations for her Luis. Read on to learn about all of the responses from the audience. In the final episode of the 14th season of Real Housewives of New Jersey, Luis Ruelas was having a conversation with Teresa Giudice, Margaret Josephs, who had allegedly been communicating with his ex-girlfriend, was the source of his rage. During the time that she was getting ready to attend the Last Supper, Luis made the following statement: "I hope her fang son suffers the way that I suffered, the way that other people in our family suffered, dealing with a woman like that." The fact that he was so filthy and abusive immediately caused his fans to feel repelled. It seemed inconceivable to them that he would even wish for the agony of another person's child, particularly a child who was not even a participant in the act. Luis delivered a statement that may be interpreted as an apology in some sense. In spite of this, it did not appear as though he was taking responsibility for the things that he had stated. Despite the fact that the cast was not going to get together for a reunion, they all went to Rails to see the last episode, and they split up into two groups. As soon as they heard what Luis had to say regarding Margaret Joseph's kid, she requested that they put the conversation on hold. She appeared to be in complete and utter surprise and shock. Regarding Teresa, she defended his behavior by asserting that their children had been harmed as a result of Margaret's negative influence. According to Monsters and Critics, people did not take well to this at all and quickly criticized Teresa Giudice for being at his side. Teresa told Monsters and Critics that she was proud of her husband for desiring that Margaret's son would suffer. Teresa is defending Luis's statements, which is a terrible act. Looney Tunes and Teresa share this trait. Stugots. Luis is a rubbish human being. Without a doubt, Teresa did not give a damn. Shows that Luis's apologies from the previous week was solely for the sake of his image, RHONJ. As she tries to defend Louis right now, Teresa appears to be going nuts. Having a malevolent spirit, Louis is completely and utterly insane. It was a terrible way for him to talk about Marge's son and the rest of her family. How could he possibly do that? Despite the fact that Teresa Giudice was on board with Luis Ruelas, her fellow cast members were not as enthusiastic about what he had to say. Dolores Catania found herself in a state of shock, in addition to Margaret Josephs, who was furious. She is typically the neutral party, which has been a problem. However, after witnessing Luis Wish suffering, she altered her mind about the situation. Dolores gave Teresa a look and informed her that this would not be a good sign for her husband in any way, shape, or form. It should come as no surprise that Teresa did not care at all, because she had Luis's back at all times and he had hers. Following the airing of the season 14 finale, she is currently receiving the same amount of criticism that her husband did. It is possible that it would have been beneficial to have a real reunion for situations like these. Your thoughts on Teresa's defense of what Luis said and whether or not you are startled by her actions, what are your thoughts? There was once a time when Teresa Giudice's name alone could silence a room. From her iconic table flip to her status as the unrelenting matriarch of the Real Housewives of New Jersey, Teresa has always known how to command attention. But in season 14, the spotlight has never felt hotter or more scalding. And this time, it's not because of her daughters, her brother Joe, or even her notorious frenemy Melissa Gorga. No, this time it's Luis Ruelas, and the internet isn't being kind. In the weeks following the emotional RHONJ reunion and the wild accusations exchanged behind the scenes, Teresa found herself buried under an avalanche of public criticism after fiercely defending Louis on camera, despite a cascade of damning rumors, cast confrontations, and a growing chorus of fans who claim he's human trash. And while Bravo viewers love their drama, even die-hard Teresa stans are asking, has she finally lost the plot? Trouble in Jersey Paradise. From the moment Luis Ruelas entered the Bravo universe, fans were intrigued and confused. The tech entrepreneur appeared charismatic, present, and unusually invested in Teresa's happiness after her release from prison and devastating divorce from Giudice. But season by season, a darker narrative began to unfold. There were lawsuits, the claims from Louis's exes, the infamous Warrior Camp video, and perhaps most disturbing, the behind-the-scenes rumors that Louis had hired private investigators to look into the cast, including Margaret Josephs and even production staff. While Louis vehemently denied some of the allegations, his overly intense, almost performative protectiveness toward Teresa raised eyebrows among both fans and co-stars alike. And now, in the aftermath of a brutally divided season, where Teresa doubled down on her marriage and her man, viewers have turned their fury on her. The comment heard round the internet. It happened in Rachel and Jay Season 14, Episode 11, a particularly heated installment set in the aftermath of the Gorgas charity event. As Jennifer Aydin and Danielle Cabral tried to play peacekeepers, Teresa confronted the whispers head-on. Margaret had suggested that Louis was manipulating her. Rachel Fuda hinted that production was walking on eggshells around him. Even Dolores Catania, once a steady pillar of support, began showing signs of concern. But Teresa had enough. "I'm sick of people coming for my husband," she snapped on camera. "You don't know what he's been through, what we've been through. Louis is the best thing that's ever happened to me, and anyone who can't see that is garbage." She went on, face flushed, eyes blazing. "I know what it's like to be married to someone who doesn't care. Louis cares. Louis protects. You want to talk about trash? Look in the mirror." It was a Teresa-style mic drop. But the internet had other plans. Fans fire back. Within minutes of the episode airing, Twitter, now X, was ablaze with criticism. The hashtag TeresaBlind was trending before midnight. "Girl, defending Louis like he's a saint when he gives cult leader energy? Embarrassing," one viewer wrote. "Teresa really called everyone garbage for raising valid concerns. Wake up, queen," tweeted another. Others were more brutal. "She's defending human trash because she thinks he saved her. He didn't. He replaced her prison cell with an emotional cage." And it wasn't just fans. Even former Housewives stars weighed in. Caroline Manzo, ever the stoic critic, posted a cryptic message on Instagram, "If it walks like a duck." Bethany Frankel, never one to stay silent, made a TikTok addressing the drama. "Sometimes the strongest women fall for the most toxic men," she said pointedly. "I've been there, but that doesn't make defending toxicity brave, it makes it dangerous." Teresa's public defense and private pain. In an exclusive sit-down with Bravo Insider, Teresa responded to the firestorm. "I don't care what people say," she said, folding her arms defiantly. "I know Louis. I know his heart. He's been nothing but supportive to me and my girls. He was there when no one else was. You think I don't notice how quick people are to tear me down the minute I'm happy?" Still, there was a flicker of hurt behind her eyes. "I'm tired of people acting like I can't make decisions for myself. After everything I've been through, the prison, the betrayal, the drama with my brother, don't I deserve peace?" But even as she defended Louis in front of cameras, sources say behind the scenes, she's shaken. "She's not as confident as she seems," a production insider revealed. "Teresa reads every comment. She sees how people are turning on her, and it hurts. But she's dug in. She's terrified of admitting maybe she got it wrong again." The Giudice girls speak out. Fans also turn their attention to Teresa's daughters, especially Gia, who recently graduated from Rutgers and was rumored to be distancing herself from the show. In a now viral podcast appearance, Gia tread carefully. "My mom deserves love," she said. "She's been through a lot, and Louis has been good to her. But I also think it's fair for people to ask questions, especially when they care about her." Melania, ever the firecracker, posted a TikTok montage of her mother and Louis with the caption, "They don't want to see you win." But Gabriella, the quietest of the girls, remains completely off the radar, fueling speculation that she isn't as on board with the ruleless fairy tale as the rest. A fractured cast and a divided Bravo. As season 14 wraps and speculation swirls about a full cast reboot, insiders say Teresa's loyalty to Louis is a key reason for the fractured group dynamics. "She's isolated," the insider continued. "She and Jennifer Aydin are thick as thieves, but most of the other women have emotionally checked out. No one wants to fight about Louis every episode. and no one wants to be accused of attacking her family when they bring up very real concerns. Margaret Josephs has reportedly refused to film with Louis going forward. Rachel Fuda has said in interviews that she feels unsafe being dragged into his drama. And as for Bravo, a source close to production said Teresa's future with the show is more uncertain than ever. There's talk about a clean slate, a full reset, and if Teresa can't separate herself from this chaos, she might go down with the ship. Teresa's final word. In a reflective Instagram Live, days after the backlash reached fever pitch, Teresa surprised fans by addressing the elephant in the room. "I just want to say, I appreciate those of you who've stuck by me, and I know not everyone gets it. That's fine, but I'm in love. I'm not perfect, and neither is Louis, but I won't let anyone tell me who I should or shouldn't be with." Then came the quote that sparked 100 headlines. "I've been called a lot of things, a felon, a diva, a fool, but I'd rather be a fool in love than a woman full of regret." What comes next, with Bravo reportedly pushing Rachel and Jay into a production hiatus and a potential cast overhaul looming, Teresa's status as the franchise's cornerstone has never felt more precarious. Her iron grip on the show has weakened, not because of scandal, but because of conviction. "She's in too deep," said one fan in a Reddit forum. "It's like watching someone defend the man who's dimming their light." And yet others see it differently. She's fighting for her happiness. Maybe she's blind. Or maybe we're all just too scared to believe in someone who refuses to play by the rules. Love, loyalty, or a legacy in jeopardy. At the end of the day, the name Teresa Giudice still carries weight. She's the OG, the face of Jersey, the woman who changed the Bravo landscape forever. But season 14 revealed something new, a vulnerability that even table flips can't mask. A deep yearning to protect the love she believes she's earned, no matter the cost. Whether fans see her as a woman betrayed or a woman bewitched, one thing is clear. Teresa is betting it all on Louis. And in the world of Real Housewives, where reputations can crumble faster than a Porsche fashion show, that kind of gamble may be her riskiest move yet. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.